Welcome to today's tutorial on how to create a professional blog with WordPress and Elementor. So if you are looking for a way to start a blog but you don't know where to begin, then this video is for you. So in this video, you will learn how to set up a blog using WordPress, the most popular and user-friendly platform, and Elementor, the powerful page builder. So with these two tools, you can be able to create a beautiful, professional-looking blog with ease. Okay? So we are going to do it in 4 steps. First, we are going to get a hosting account. Then second, we are going to install WordPress to our hosting account. So third, we are going to install all the necessary plugins. Then fourth, we are going to customize our blog to make it look modern, beautiful, and professional, okay? So with that being said, let's get started. So the first thing to do is to go over to your browser and go to whogohost.com. As you can see there on my browser here. So hit enter. So now you can see this is their homepage. There are about 4 plans here, 4 hosting plans here, which is the first one is cPanel hosting, WordPress hosting, email hosting, cloud hosting. So now we are going to choose the cPanel hosting. So you're going to click on Get Started under the cPanel hosting, okay? But if you want to choose another hosting plan, you can choose any one of your choice. But this cPanel hosting will give you every tool you need in hosting your website or in hosting a WordPress website, okay? So just click on Get Started. So here you will see 3 options. Purchase your hosting, try WordPress hosting, transfer your hosting for free. So we are going to purchase a hosting account. So click on purchase your hosting. So here on the next page, you will see about 4 plans here. So Premium, Pro, Deluxe, and Supreme. And you can see the prices here, pay monthly. And this is the price you're going to pay monthly if you get this hosting account from them. So you can also click on pay annually to see what the price will be annually. But first of all, let's scroll down and see the features of this Pro version and others also. So as you can see here, so it's going to be 12 gigabytes web space and it's going to come with free SSL certificate. And you know that this SSL certificate is very important. That is one of the important things you are going to be looking out on any web hosting services you are subscribing with, okay? And it also comes with free email, free custom email addresses, okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and click on choose plan. So here on the next page, you will have to come up with the name of your website, with the name of your blog site, what you want your website to be called. For example, Google is google.com, TikTok is tiktok.com. So you have to come up with your own domain name, which sometimes can be the name of your business, or your name, or you come up with a name that will represent your blog. So for this tutorial, I'm going to use this my website for the sake of this tutorial, okay? So I'm going to say Sabiman. Then I want to choose .com. So I go here and choose the extension. So I'm going to choose .com. So after I have filled in the name I want to use as the name of my website or the name of my blog site, then I will have to click on this check to check if the name has been taken or is available, okay? So, but you know, this name I'm going to use now is the name of my website. So definitely it's going to show you that this name has been taken, but yours might be different, okay? So just click on check. So as you can see here, it says that sabiman.com is unavailable, which means that the site has been taken, that the name of the site has been taken. So it's brought up other suggestions that if I want, I can make it .org or .ng or .africa or .whatever, okay? So, but in your own case, your name might be available. So let's go, let me just remove this N so that we'll check if the name is still taken or available. Click on check. So you can see that the name is available. So that is how it's going to show on your own name. So you have to tweak it to see which one is available if your own name has already been taken, okay? So, but I just use this to demonstrate the example of how it's going to be because the name of the site is sabiman.com. So all you're going to do is to click on add to cart to add it to cart. So you just have to click on continue to continue checking out, okay? Then scroll down to see other features and packages you can be able to add to your web hosting account. Most of them we don't need it. Most of them will be using them for free. So all these additional features here, I don't think is important for you because it will add more cost to the cost of your hosting plan, okay? So now as we don't have to add any more features to our hosting account, So we are going to go ahead and click on continue to go to the checkout. So now you can decide to add ID protection, which will cost you almost $4 yearly also. So just check it on, then click on continue once again. So here on the next page, which will be the summary of your total payments yearly. As you can see here, is going to be $39.19. So you don't need to add all these additional features because it will cost you additional money. That is a way to use them for free through the WordPress dashboard, okay? So all you need to do is to scroll down and add your billing details. So if you have not created an account with this platform, so you can go ahead and add your personal information and your billing address. So you scroll down and choose your payment method. So you can see the 3 payment methods they use here. You can use Paystack or Flutterwave or Pay with Clump. Most of these platforms are available in all our African countries, okay? So after choosing your payment method, you click on checkout and go through the next steps and make your payment. Then your web hosting account will be created and the username and password you can use to log into your cPanel or your direct admin will be sent to you. So once that is done, you go to the email address you fill in when you are creating an account with them. You will see the username and password you use to log in to your cPanel. So now we are going to go ahead and log into our cPanel or to our direct admin, okay? So depending on the web hosting service providers you are working with, most of them comes with different interface, but they all contain the same basic tool for web hosting accounts, okay? So now the URL login link you will get from Host or you will get from any of the web hosting service providers that you have subscribed with. So now go to your browser and paste the login URL link you will get from your service provider. So in this case, most of them will come with after, like for example, in my own case, sabiman.com. So it will go with /cPanel. Then you can be able to access the login interface of your cPanel of your web hosting account, okay? So, and most of them can also come with :222, which is 222 into 4, then hit enter. Then you will also be taken to the login interface of your cPanel or your direct admin, which is going to be the back end of your server, okay? So now with the username and the password you got from your service provider or from hugohost.com, the one I use is showing you how to get a web hosting account, okay? So now fill in the username and the password you got from them and hit on sign in. Then you'll be taken to the dashboard of your back-end server. So this is where we begin to install WordPress to our server. So to install WordPress to your web hosting account, hover over to the menu icon, then navigate down to Softaculos app. Click it to expand it, then you will see WordPress. Click on WordPress. So this is where you will start your WordPress installation. So to do that, just click on install now. So here on the next page, the first protocol, leave it the way it is. But except you have activated SSL certificate, then you can click here and choose HTTPS, okay? So, but if not, just leave it the way it is. Here, automatically, the name of your website will be filled in here. But if you didn't fill in, just click on this arrow and select your website name so that it will be activated into the box. So here on the directory, make sure it's empty. So here, leave the version the way it is because WordPress will be doing this for you. They will be updating the version for you automatically, okay? So just come down to site settings. So here, you write in the name of your site. So in my case, I will say Sabiman. So on site description, just fill in anything that describes what your blog, what your site is all about, okay? So let me say for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to say that the description is going to be my traveling experience. So by the right section here on admin accounts, so here you will come up with the admin and username you will use to log in to your WordPress dashboard, which is going to be the back end of your WordPress website or your WordPress blog. So just come up with a name that will not include this name called admin, because this name admin has been used in so many cases to hack people's WordPress websites, okay? So make sure you come up with an admin name that will be hard for anybody to guess, okay? So, but in my case, I will just use a simple name. So you come under it, you come up with a password that will be hard for people to guess, okay? So under it, you will see admin email. So you fill in your email address. So you can come down and choose your language. So in this case, I would suggest you leave it on English so that you can be able to follow me up in this tutorial. So after the tutorial, you have learned it, you can also choose to change it to any language of your choice or change it to your native language, okay? So here, there is no much thing you need to do here. You come down here on the select theme. So I would rather suggest you leave it, so don't choose a theme here yet, because there is a better way to choose a theme through the WordPress dashboard, okay? So now all you need to do is to scroll down a bit. So if you like, you can fill in your email address here so that the installation details of your WordPress website will be sent to your email, but it's optional. So you just have to go ahead and click on install. So congratulations, the software was installed successfully. That is what you will see on your home page if you have followed me from the beginning of this tutorial to here. So that means that we have successfully installed WordPress to our web hosting account. So if you look under here, you will see there are two URL links. One will lead you to the home page of your website directly, and the second one will lead you to the dashboard of your WordPress website, which is the back end of your website. So now you can go ahead and click on this link to see the homepage of your website, or you click on this link to go to the back end of your website, which is your WordPress dashboard. But we are not going to go to there through here now, okay? So I'm going to show you how to access your WordPress dashboard. So how to do that is to go to your web browser and type in the name of your website. So in my case, my website is sabiman.com. So now you're going to put /wp-admin, then hit enter. So this is going to take you to the login interface where you will use the admin username and password you generated when you want to install WordPress and log in to your backend server, okay? So this is your WordPress dashboard admin login interface, okay? So you just have to go ahead and fill in your admin username and your password and hit on login. So welcome to WordPress. This is your WordPress dashboard. So we have successfully installed WordPress and logged into our WordPress dashboard. So from here, you can be able to control what goes in and comes out of your website, okay? So if you want to navigate to the home page of your website, you can see the name of your website here above. So click on it, you'll be taken to the home page of your website. So this is the home page of your website. It's not so bad. So but this is the default theme of your website, okay? So once you install WordPress to your web hosting account, so it will be associated with a default theme, and this is the default theme. And it will also come with a default hello world post, so that WordPress always include on your default theme, okay? But don't worry, we are going to change all this in the customization section, okay? So now to navigate between the homepage of your website and your WordPress dashboard, you always have to see this, your sabiman.com here. So you will click on dashboard. So once you are on dashboard, if you hover your mouse here, you will see visit site. So but don't worry about this black stripe line you see here. So this is your WordPress dashboard toolbar, okay? So once you log out from your website, or if somebody else is accessing your website, so the person will not see this black line, okay? It's because you are editing your website. You are the owner of the website. So that is why you see this black stripe here, okay? So now let's go back to our dashboard and start customizing our blog site, okay? So click on dashboard. So now the first thing we are going to do from this, our WordPress dashboard, which is the back end of our website. So what we are going to do is to start with a clean WordPress dashboard, okay? So now you see, when you install WordPress to your server, so most of the hosting companies install a default plugins to your web hosting accounts. So we are going to start with a clean slate. So to do that, we are first going to go to our plugins, so we can be able to delete most of those default plugins and start with a clean slate, okay? So now you just have to navigate to plugins and click on installed plugins, so that you see the plugins that are already installed on your web hosting account. So in our own case, we have about Hello Dolly and Akismet Anti-Spam. So we don't need them now, but in the future, you might need Akismet, depending on the features you want to add and protect on your WordPress website, okay? So we are going to go ahead and delete these two plugins here. So to delete them, we can here select all the plugins. Then click here on this arrow and select delete. Then click on apply. Click on OK. So the two plugins will be deleted out of our web hosting accounts. But we still have one thing to delete, which we are not going to do now. But when we come up to that section, I will still show you. That was the hello post I showed you before on your homepage, on your website homepage, okay? So now we are going to go ahead and continue with a clean slate now, okay? So now we can go back to our dashboard by clicking here. The first thing you might want to do after you must have logged into your dashboard is to change the permalink. So what is permalink? First, let's go to the homepage of our site. So now if you click on this post, this is post, this hello world is post. If you click on it, you check up here, you can see the permalink. It follow the / follows with 2023-0108 and hello world. No, it shouldn't be so. The perfect way to do it is that after the / in front of the .com, it has to be followed directly with hello world. So that is the perfect way to do it, and the search engines can be able to index your blog or index your website properly, okay, without having issues. So to do that, you just have to go back to your dashboard, then come down to settings and select permalinks. So here you just have to select post name and come down and click on save changes. So if you go back to the home page of your website now and click on this hello world, so you can see that the permalink has been reduced now to the name of the post or to the name of the page without those numbers, okay? So that is the first thing you might want to do, to set your permalink professionally the way it has to be. So now let's go back to our dashboard again. So after that, the next thing we might want to do is to select a theme, okay? Because if we go back to our homepage now, you can see that the theme doesn't really look nice because this is the default theme that comes with WordPress. So we have to choose a nice theme that will make the settings of our blog look professional and modern, okay? So to do that, we have to go back to our dashboard. So from your dashboard, go down to appearance and click on themes. So you're going to click on add new. So now we are going to search for one of the best and popular themes you can get from WordPress, which is totally free, okay? And the name is called Astra. That is it here. So, but I want to show you how to search it here. Should in case it did not display among the ones here, okay? You just write in Astra here and hit enter. Then you will see the Astra theme. You just go ahead and click on install. So once you finish installing, just click on activate. So now if you go back to our website and refresh, so now you can see that the Astra theme has been activated on your website. It doesn't look that so beautiful, right? Don't worry, we are going to do all that in the customization section. And the reason why this theme is also nice is because it gives us the chance to install a pre-made template to our website, okay? So now we are going to go back to our dashboard. So we are going to add a new plugin. This plugin we are going to add will help us to install a pre-designed template to our website instead of creating our website from scratch, okay? So to do that, click on add new. Now we are going to search for starter templates. So here on the search bar, type starter templates. So you can see the starter template here is over 1 million active installations. So just click on install now. So once it's finished installing, click on activate. So now after it has been activated, so the next thing you're going to do is to hover over appearance. Then you will see a starter template tool. Just click on it. So on the next page, you can decide to watch the video to see how to get started with the starter template. But I'm just going to click on build your website now. So on the next page, you'll be presented with 3-page builders, 3-page WordPress builders. But among all of them, Elementor still stands as one of the best among them. So you're going to select Elementor. So click on Elementor. So now you'll be presented with thousands of pre-designed templates you can choose from. Some of them are premium, which will cost you a few dollars, but we are going to use the free ones. So we are going to search for the free version by clicking on this search input and type free. So we'll be presented with free designs templates, okay? So I'm going to just scroll down and choose any one of our choice. So let me say I want to select this one. I click on it. So it's going to ask us to upload our logo and file, but we're not going to do that now. We are going to do it in the next session. So we are going to click on skip and continue. So here also it's asking us to change our fonts or choose a color of our choice, but we are still going to do it in the next section. So let's continue to click on continue. So on the next page, which is going to be the last step you will take to import this template into your website. So what you are going to do is on the advanced option, make sure that all these things are checked. Then you click on submit and build my website. So you just have to wait from few seconds to few minutes for the page builder to finish importing this template into your website. So now it has finished importing the template, as you can see here, as it says, congratulations, your website is ready. So just click on view your website to see how your website looks. So as you can see now, this is how our website looks now, because we have imported those templates, and the template comes with demo content. Just as you can see that everything has been imported, both the About Us page, service page, and Contact Us page. So but here, this template does not include a blog page. So we are going to add it through the WordPress dashboard, because that is one beautiful thing about WordPress, that you can decide what goes into your website and what goes out of your website. Okay, it is totally yours. It's under your control. So you make decision on what you want to keep on your website and what you don't want to keep on your website. And this take action button also, we can decide to link it to another page, but I don't think we really need it in this tutorial, because we are focusing on how to create a blog with WordPress. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and continue to edit this template and add our own custom contents. Okay, so as you can see, if you go here now and click on About Us page, you can see that this is your About Us page. Everything has been imported for you. So you just have to edit them and add your own content and your own images. So if you click on Contact Us page, so you can see this is how the Contact Us page looks. So they also have a Google map direction here. Okay, so you can see, so we are going to go ahead and edit all these things to make it be your own website. So now I am going to go back to the WordPress dashboard to show you most of the plugins that was installed and activated for the sake of these templates you've just installed on your website. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the dashboard. So now we are going to navigate to plugins and select installed plugins. So you can see that after we have activated the starter templates, that it also installed Elementor page builder to our website, which is going to make our blog design easier, because it's all about drag and drop. You don't have to code anything from beginning. So now the starter templates help us to also activate a VP Forms plugin, because by default, WordPress does not have any default form contact page. So another thing that the templates helps us to install is that it helps us to create more pages, so that we don't have to start creating the pages all by ourselves. So if you hover over to pages now and go to all pages, so here on the page section, you see that it has helped us to create About Us page, Contact Us page, home page, and you can also see privacy policy and sample page and services here, which we are going to delete most of them that we don't need, but you can also keep the ones you need. Okay, but this privacy policy page, we don't need it now, but it's very, very important that you have a privacy policy page. So but this is going to be a topic for another tutorial. Okay, so we can just go ahead and delete these 3 pages by checking them, then click on here and click move to trash and click on apply. Then all the pages we selected will be moved to trash, as you can see now, so that we are left with the 3 pages the starter element helps us to create. Okay, so it's also advisable that you go to the trash and permanently delete the 3 pages you have just deleted now. Okay, so you can just click on them and delete them one by one permanently from the trash. So we can see all of our pages again by clicking on all. So these are the 3 pages that we have here on our website. As you can see, if you go over to our website right now, so you can see these are the 3 pages. So this black stripe you see here, like we've gone through this before, I told you that is because you are the one who is editing this your website now. That is why you see this black stripe. The black stripe represents your WordPress dashboard, and it can also make it easier for you to navigate between your dashboard and your website. Okay, so now we already have our 3 pages, but I hope you know the difference between page and post. So like for example, if we go to the post now, so you will see the hello world we have there on our home page, so which is the default post that comes with WordPress whenever you are installing WordPress on your web server. Okay, so we don't really need this. We are going to go ahead and delete it. So, but for you to know the difference between a page and a post, so let's go over to our home page now. So as you can see here now, you see home, about, and contacts. So these are pages. A post is the content you are posting, you are blogging on your blog. The content you are coming up with that you are blogging, that you are posting on your blog is what is called post. So it's quite different from pages, okay? So what we are going to do now is to first delete this hello world. So we are going to send it to trash. Then we'll make sure we go into the trash and delete it permanently. So we can click on permanently and delete it, okay? So that's it, so that we can start up with a clean post page, okay? So now don't be tempted to start adding your own posts. Please follow me on this tutorial so that you understand the settings and the design of your website first, because you have to finish with the designs of your website before you start adding posts. Because if you start adding posts now, it will be difficult for you to set the design of your website properly. But I'm going to just create about 9 posts here to show you how the design of this website, this blog that I'm teaching you how to do will be, okay? So just follow me in this procedure, in these steps. Let's finish the design before you start adding your own blog post, okay? So now I'm going to create 9 posts, okay? So I'm going to just go and open this in new tabs, about 9 places, okay? So, and again, before I forget, all of the posts that I'm going to use for this tutorial are also in the description below. So you can go ahead and use them for your own practices, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and add the title of the post and the content of the post. As I said before, that the link to this content, that I will leave them in the description below. So you are free to go and use them for your practices, okay? So I will just do them straight away. So this is the title. I'll just go ahead and copy it and add it to the title section here on the post page. So now I'll just go back and check the content. So I will now just copy the content now and add it to the blog post content. As you can see, just paste it. And as you can see, if you look, it is not yet formatted. So I'm just going to go ahead and format them. So I'll click on this one. Then you see a whole lot of options. Then click here and make it a header. So it's too big to be left on H2. So we are going to make it H3. Then come down and do the same here. So to fasten it a bit, I'm going to go ahead and add the content of all the 9 blog posts, okay? So now I've finished adding the title and the content of these 9 posts now. So now that we have finished adding the content, let's add an image to it, okay? So to do that, we scroll down here and come down on featured image. Then set featured image, select files. So I'll just go ahead and select the pictures I reserved for this tutorial, okay? So I will select this one, then click on set featured image. So you can see the image is already here in the featured image section, okay? So to fasten this tutorial, I'll just go ahead and add featured image on this 9 post at the same time, okay? So I go to the second one, scroll down, featured image, set featured image, upload files, select files. Then select any other featured image, then click on open. Now I'm going to go ahead and publish all of them once and for all. As I said before, to fasten this tutorial, okay? So publish. So on the next one, publish. So I'm going to do it on all of them to publish all these things at the same time, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and delete most of all these things now so that we can use one as an example. We have finished with the posting. So to view how the content of the blog post will display on our website, let's just click on view post now. So, but you see, this is how the blog post will look on our website. So, but we are still going to format it to make it look more modern and professional as we go on in this tutorial, okay? So, as you can see, if you scroll down, you can see that it has comment section where people can also log in and comment. And this is very good because it helps to keep people engaged on your website, okay? And you can also see the next post and the previous post button here. So if there is a next post, if you tap on this next post now, you will see the next post button. Or maybe the previous one, you go here and click and see the previous post. So now that we have added some blog posts to our website, let's go ahead and see how the homepage of our website looks. So here on our homepage, if you notice, we don't have a blog page here on our navigation menu. So we need to add that. So to add a blog page here on our navigation menu, we have to first of all go back to our dashboard. So from here on our dashboard, we are going to navigate on pages and click on add new page. So here we are going to give the title of the page as blog and click on publish. Publish once again. So go back to the pages by clicking this WordPress icon. So here on the page sections, you can see the pages we have here. Now we have added the blog page. But if you look at our website here, let's go to our website, visit site, you will not see the blog page there. We have created it, but we have not been able to add it to our navigation menu. So let's go back and add it to our navigation menu. We go back to our dashboard again. So this time around, we are going to go to appearance. And here we are going to choose menus. So we are going to select our menu from here. So the position where the menu is here on our website, as you can see, it is called primary menu. So we are going to select the primary menu and click on select. We have home, about, and contacts. And we want to add this blog page to our navigation menu. So we are going to do that by, so here on the left panel here, we'll click on this blog to check it. Then we'll come down and click on add to menu. Then it will be added to menu. So, but I don't want it to be the last one on the list. So I'm going to go ahead and click it and drag it to position it under the home. And this is how also you can be able to rearrange your pages. You can decide to click on this one and move it up or downwards. So that is how you arrange your pages. So after that, don't forget to click on save menu to save your menu. So once your menu is saved, let's go back to our site and see if the blog page has been added to our home page. So you can see that the blog page has been added there. So, but if you click on it now, you will not see anything inside because we have not structured it well. But we'll still do that as we continue in this tutorial, okay? First, let's go back to our dashboard to be able to capitalize the first letter of this block to capital B, okay? So we are going to go back to dashboard. Then go to pages, all pages. Then here we are going to click on quick edits. Then from here we can be able to add a capital letter. Then click on updates. Go back to our site and see how it looks. So now you can see that it has been updated with the capital B, okay? But the first thing we are going to first start with the design is the home page. So to do that, we can click on this edit with Elementor to start editing it with Elementor, or we can go directly to our dashboard. Then go to pages. So here we can hover over to the home and select edit with Elementor. So we'll be taken to the Elementor editing sections. So everything we see here is what we can be able to edit on our home page, okay? So we can be able to take away some of the contents here and add our own content. So we are going to take it step by step. So make sure you stay with me in this tutorial till the end, okay? As you can see here, anything we click here, we can be able to edit it by the left panel here. So anyone you select here, you can be able to edit it. Same thing when you scroll down to all these boxes. So that's basically how Elementor works, okay? So you can also delete any box by going up here and clicking this. So let's say you delete it. So maybe mistakenly you delete one of the section. So you can also on your computer press Ctrl+Z to bring back the one you mistakenly deleted, okay? So, but if sometimes it doesn't work, let's say for example, now I delete this. So all you need to do is to go to history. If you go to history, you can see all the sections and elements you've been working on the one you have deleted, like this one you have deleted, you remove it. So you can click on here to bring the one you mistakenly deleted back, okay? So don't worry, if for the process of designing your page and you mistakenly delete a section, you can always see it and bring it back by going to history to select it and insert it back if Ctrl+Z is not working for you, okay? We want to be able to change this background, this section background. We want to be able to change all this text and include our own text, okay? So to do that, we are going to start by selecting this entire box. And how to do that is to click on these 6 dots. You can see it is edit section. So once you click on it, you will see the editing panel here. And on the editing panel, you will see 3 options: layout, style, and advanced. So we are going to click on style. So you will see the background you already have here. So we are going to change this background. Then click on upload. Select files from your computer. So select the image you want to use as your header and click on open. Now click on insert media. So now you can see that the image has been inserted there and the former one has been removed. So we are going to position the image by going to position here and make it center. So if you like here on the position, you can set the position and play around with this. You can decide to make it center. You see how it goes, or center left, or depending on however you want to do it, but I want to leave it at top center. So you might want to come to repeat. You can do it at no repeat so that it will not repeat itself. It will be just one picture, okay? So you can decide to change the cover here, but I want to leave it at cover, but you can play around with it. So here we don't need all this text. So what you do is to click here, right click, and delete this text. So you can do the same with this one also, but we want to be able to keep this create your website because I want to change it into another text. So what we are going to do is to delete this text under it. So we're going to do that by first clicking on the box. So then the editing section will appear. Then we just delete it from here. So you can see it's left with this one. So here on the button sections, if you like, you can keep the button. But in this tutorial, I don't want to use the button here. I want to be able to have a clean header box and image. So I'm going to delete all these buttons. So you do that by first hover on it. Then you will see the delete section there. You can decide to click it and delete two of them at once. So now we are left with a very clean header box. So now you can double click on this text and highlight it. Then add your own text. So I'm going to say this is going to be my traveling experience blog. For example, because for you, you know the blog you are creating. You have to add the text that goes according to the content of your blog. So next thing I will want to do is to change the size of this text. So we do that by going to style. Then click on content. So you can be able to change the text from here or even change the font style by clicking on typography. So let's say I want to use Tahoma. So you can see this is it. You can increase the size from here. Okay. So you can also click on this transform to capitalize the words. So let's say we click on capitalize. So you can also play around with all these things to tweak it according to how you want your blog to be created, okay? So you can also click on advanced if you want to add some margins or paddings to your text. So let's say, for example, I want to increase the margin or decrease it. But first of all, I will have to click on this link to unlink four of them together. So now I can individually position them or add margin individually as I want. So like this at the top, I can add margin to the top, which means I am giving space, bringing it down. You understand? So you can see it has given a little space. So you can also add padding if you want to. So I'm going to add another element. So to add another element, so you click on this box here. So you can see most of the elements you can be able to use. So whichever one you want to use, let's say I want to add text. So I click on this heading and drag it and position it above this one. So now by the left here, I can be able to add my text. So I will say this is going to be welcome to my blog, okay? So I can change the style from here and make it extra large, okay? That's nice. I can align it to center here, okay? It has been positioned to the center. So next is to click on this style. So here you can be able to change the text color. So click on it. So you can choose any color of your choice. So now you can click on typography to choose the font style you want to use on your text. So I'm going to search for Tahoma. I want to use a font style called Tahoma. So you can increase the size from here. So I want it to be size 68. So I make it 68. So you can see how bigger it is. So you come down to the weight. So this weight means how bold or lighter it's going to be. I don't want it to be so bold. So I'm going to reduce it to 200. So you can also change the style. If you want to use italic or whatever, you can see it here to change the style to italic. So you can also increase the line height from here. And you can also increase or decrease the letter spacing from here. I'm going to click on this description text under here to add my own description. So once I click it, it will be active here on the left panel. So I'm going to clean it off and add my own text. I will say, welcome to my blog about my traveling experience. So next, we click on style to reduce the size of the text. So we are going to click on content. So now click on typography. So you can be able to change the size from here. So you can see, I want it to be not so big, at least like this is okay. Okay, we leave it at 28. So I'm going to change the font family to Tahoma. So this is it now. So I'm going to change the weight. I'm going to make the weight 300. Okay. You can always play around with all these settings here to set it the way it will suit you. Okay. So now we are going to click on update to save all these settings we have done. So now if you click on preview changes, then you can be able to see the preview of the text you've added, the editing you have just done now. Okay. So we are going to go back to Elementor again. We scroll down to start editing these ones. So first, let's add a section here. You can do that by clicking on this one and adding a section. Once you click on it, so you click on this plus sign, add new section. Then let's select one. So now on this section, we are going to add a text. So to do that, we click on this icon. Then drag and drop this text heading to this place. Okay. So we are going to add our text and say maybe this one is latest articles. Okay. So after adding your text, go to style. Then click on typography. So here you can be able to change the font family. We are using Tahoma, so we are going to use Tahoma in all of these our articles. Okay. You can come down and increase or decrease the size, but I think I'm going to leave the size like this. Then I come down on weight. So I'm going to make it 300. So we come down to transformation. We make it capitalize. So we can decide on style here. We add an italic. We can make it italic. So what I'm going to do next is to go to advanced. So I can be able to add some spacing. So as I explained to you before, that margin means adding spacing on the outside. So before we start adding the spacings, let's unlink all the four together so that we can add it separately. So now I'm going to add the spacing on top of this text. So I'm going to increase it, as you can see, just add a little bit like 26. Okay, that's nice. So now on these boxes, I want to be able to add our latest blog article. Okay, so we are going to make use of a plugin that will do this for us, so that once we post a blog, it will be automatically added here on our homepage. So to do that, first, make sure you update your settings here on Elementor. So we are going to go back to our dashboard to be able to activate a plugin that will help us do this magic. Okay. So here on the dashboard, come down to plugins and click add new. So we are going to search for a plugin called Unlimited Elements. Unlimited Elements. So as you can see, this is the Unlimited Element. It's totally free. It will help you to insert your blog post automatically on your homepage. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and install it. Click on install. So after installing, click on activate. Then we can skip this. So you should already be here. But in case you're not here yet, look at the left panel here. You see Unlimited Element. So now we are going to select post block and install it. And also select post list and install it. So next we are going to go to post filters and tools category. Then we are going to select and install post pagination. So now that we have selected and installed these three elements, let's go back to our Elementor homepage. And first of all, we are going to refresh this Elementor homepage so that the element we installed will be reflected here. Okay? So now we are going to search for post block, the one we just installed on the element, post block, which you can see here. So now drag and drop it under this latest post. So as you can see, it has imported all our latest posts. So that is why I say, let me first of all do that 9 posts so that you understand how it goes, okay? So this is it, but we are going to continue to edit it. So you can see that our latest post is now displaying on our homepage. So, and this is the magic that unlimited element we installed on our WordPress plugins has done for us, okay? So it helps you to insert your latest articles or your latest posts on your homepage, okay? So we will continue to edit it and remove some articles or add some articles we don't want or we need. So let's start editing this, our latest articles. So let's start from general. So we go to content, general. So here we can add the grid gap, let's say 40. So you can see the gap. So as you can see the write-up text under here. So I want to increase the words more so that when somebody sees it on my homepage, you can be able to read some few words before going to the real message. Okay. So I want to make it like 200. So that is done. Perfect. So under layout, you can click and select if you want the image to show or the image not to show. But in this case, we want the image to show because it makes it look nice. You can decide to switch on the category or you decide to switch it off. So in this case, I want to switch it off. You can show the title or decide not to show the title or whatever. So you can decide whatever. So as you can see here on the home page, the whole 9 articles, the whole 9 posts are showing here on the home page. I don't want it to be so. I want it to show at least 6. So to do that, we come down to post query. Then posts, make sure it's on posts, okay? Then scroll down and come down to maximum posts. It's 10 here right now. So that is why it's showing 9. So I'm going to reduce it to 6. So as you can see, these are now the 6 blog posts now. So we are going to go to style. So for the border box width, let's say I make it 1. So come down to the border box color. You can choose any color you like for your border color, okay? So as I have a number of color in mind that I want to use, so I'm going to use this color E7171. So now we have to go to the content. So you can see, but it's misspelled. It says content here, but it has to be content. It's misspelled, okay? So anybody can do mistakes. So I come down to the content here. You can see the content padding. It has been given 30 pixels spaces. So if I delete this now, you will see there is no space on the write-ups. So that is why I'm going to put a padding to it. So I'm going to put like 20 to it, okay? So now they all have 20 pixels padding all around them. So I can go to the image. So if you like, you can increase or decrease the size of the image from here. So whichever one that suits you, so you can play around with it. You can image position, you can make it center. So next, you might want to click on category to select your category color, but I'm not going to do that. So we're going to click on title. So here you can change the color of the title and also the hover colors. So I'm going to leave the color on black. So I will come down to the title color hover. So I'm going to select it. Then I will make the hover like, let me say the hover is going to be a little bit reddish. So as you can see, if I hover on it now, you can see the little red colors, okay? So you can see them. You can come down on title and typography. So we are going to change the typography to Tahoma. We are using Tahoma font. So we can increase the size from here, the size of the title from here. So we can say, let's say we make the size. Yeah, I think it's good so we make the size 23. So now we can come down to the text. I think the color is okay like this, but you can always choose any color of your choice by going to this place, okay? So we can change the text typography. So we are going to go to the typography and change it to Tahoma. We are using Tahoma all around this blog, okay? So we are going to use Tahoma. So you can increase the size if you want or transform it or weight or whatever. So whichever one that suits you. So let's go down to the button. So on the button, you can add a round edges to it by clicking here and adding round edges to it. As you can see now, we have added 10 pixels to it to make it round. So we can come down to the background hover and click it. So here we can add the color of our hover. So if you hover on it now, you can see that it is showing red colors. So the next is to update it, to click update to save your settings. So go to your home page now and see how the website looks or how it looks on your website. So you can see if you scroll down, this is how it looks on our website. So this one down here, we are going to remove it. We don't need it. So now the next thing we are going to do now is to add a space here by the side and also by the right side here, so that this whole box will float at the center. Okay, so to do that, we are going to select this box, as you can see it here, to edit it. So this is the box that contains these whole things. So we are going to select it. Then we'll go to the content layout. You see it is full width, so we are going to make it boxed. So as you can see now, there is a space all around the content. So right now we are done with this post section. Okay, so we are going to scroll down and come to this section. Okay, we don't actually need this one, so we are going to delete it from here. So just delete this section. We don't actually need this one also, so we just delete this one. So right now we are going to start from this section. So we are going to add About Us content here with a button that will be linked to About Us page. Okay, so we are going to remove this image background and add our own image background. So to do that, we go to Style. So here you can see the image here. So remove the image and choose another image. So you click on here, then go to Upload File, go to Select Files, then choose any of the image you want to use for your design and click on Open. Then click on Insert Media. So now we have chosen a background image. So you can decide to position it the way you want, but I want it to be center. So down here at the attachment, you see that it's fixed. So that is why when you are scrolling up or scrolling down, it seems that the background is fixed in the position. So you can click select scroll. So if you scroll now, so it's going with this. So, but I want to be able to leave it as fixed. Size, cover, I will leave it there. That's very good. So the next thing I'm going to do is to click on this to edit it. So I will call it About Us. So you can put your own content, but I'm using this as an example for this tutorial. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to be able to change this button. So we are going to do that by right clicking on this pencil icon and select Edit button. So you will see the editing settings here by the left. So now the type of the button there is default. You can decide to change it to anything, but I want to be able to leave it at default. So here are the text. It says contact. So but I want to be able to make it learn more, which is learn more about us. So you can come down here and link this button to the About Us page. So to do that, we are going to clean this one. Now, if you start to write about, then you see the options will come up. So the first one is posts. This one is About Us page. You can see it is page there. So you select it. So you come down here, you can decide to align it to any position you want, to left, center, or right. So here by the size, you can change it by clicking here, but I like the size the way it is. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to add a border radius to the button, because if you notice, we added border radius to all these buttons. So we are going to add the curve border radius to this button. So how to do that? We go to Style. So if you scroll down, you will see here border radius. So we are going to make it 10. So if you remember, I did not unlink these 4 sections. Okay, so that is why we can be able to control the 4 at the same time. If I wanted to do it only one side, I will first of all click on this link to unlink them so that I can be able to control them individually. So once you're done with this part, come down here. We don't really need all this, so we are going to delete this one. So now that we have finished this section, let's update it, then go to our website to see how it looks. So now I'm going to refresh the homepage here. So let's scroll down and see how our website looks. So it's not looking bad. We've done pretty well in designing this homepage. So you can see the About Us page. You can on your own add more content if you want to. So when you come down here, so okay, here, this was here. I think we are going to delete all these ones and make it more simple. Okay, so to do that and work on this section, so we are going to do that through the footer widget. We can access it from this customize, but I want us to go directly to dashboard so that you know the procedure. And if you come here, so we can also access it through here, but I want us to go through the dashboard so that you know how to find it next time. Okay, so now we click on dashboard. We come down to appearance, then we come down, you can see the widgets here. So let's click on the customize so that it will take us to the customization section where we can also select this same widget also. So I click on customize. So now we are here on the customization section. So we want to be able to work on the footer section. So to do that, we click on this footer builder. So you can see what we have here on the footer. we have widget 1, widget 2, widget 3, and social, which you can see all here. You can see them. So this one is widget 1, widget 2, and widget 3. Okay, you can place them as you want. You can position them as you want. So I want us to be able to delete these sections. So we are going to do that by clicking on this section here. So you can see the remove icon. So we just remove them. Remove the social, remove this one, and remove this one. So we are going to be left with the copyright. So now we are going to click on the copyright to be able to edit the copyright. We can access it through here, or we click up here to access it. So I'm going to click up here. So now you can see that this is our copyright. So this is current year. So this is copyright C, as you can see here. Current year, which is 2023. Site title, which is the name of my site. Then powered by site title, which is, as you can see here, powered by Sabiman. So, but I don't want to leave it with powered by Sabiman. I want to be able to say all rights reserved by sabiman.com. So we are going to make sure we click on publish to publish it and save our settings. So now if you start creating your website, first thing you must have in your mind is that more than half of the people that will be visiting your website will be accessing your website through their mobile devices. That is a way to check how your website will be displayed on mobile devices. So, and that is to click here. You can see now we are on laptop and desktop mode. So if you check on the smartphones, so this is how it's going to be on the smartphones. So you can see that your website is doing pretty good on mobile devices also. And you can still do this on Elementor. So here now, we are on the Elementor. So you can still check how your website will be displayed on mobile devices through Elementor by clicking on here, responsive mode. Then when you click on responsive mode, you look up here. So here now, we are on the desktop and laptop mode. So the next one is tablet mode. So once you click here now, you will see this is the mode on tablet. This is how it's going to display on tablet. Okay, so it's not looking bad, but I think there are one or two things we are still going to work on here. Okay, so if you click on the mobile mode, so this is how your blog is going to be displayed on anybody's mobile devices. Okay, so but I think there are one or two things we are still going to work on here. Okay, so let's start tweaking and editing the text of this homepage on the mobile device, because this we need to make it more smaller. So to do that, we are going to select, click on it, then it will be selected. Then we go to style. So now click on typography. So now the size is 28. You can see the size of this about my traveling experience is 28. So we are going to reduce it. Okay. So I'm going to make it like, let me say 14. Okay. I think 14 is nice. Or let's say, okay, yeah, let me make it 15. So if you watch, there is too much space between this welcome to my blog and about my traveling experience. So I want to be able to position it so that it looks nice, like they are not too much far away from each other. So to do that, so I'm going to go to advanced. So make sure I unlink all these sections by clicking here so that I can edit their individual positions. Okay. So I'm going to start by decreasing this top margin. So let me leave it at -28. Okay. So as you can see now, so this is how it's going to look like on mobile device. So now the next one is to go to the tablet mode. So here on the tablet mode, you can see the text is still bigger here. So we can be able to change the text by clicking on it. So once it's selected, so we go to style, then go to typography, then reduce the size of the text from here. I'm going to, I think it's 28, the other one, but it's not much, it must be the same thing because this one is so I'm going to leave this one like this. Okay, 46 is good. So we can also align this article by the center in the mobile. So by clicking on it, so we align it to the center. You come down here, you align it to the center, as you can see. So we can also decide to increase the size on mobile. So we click on style and click on typography. Then click here and increase the size from here. So, and don't forget to update, to click on update to save your settings. So now let's go to our website and check if all the settings we have done so far have been saved. Okay, I go to our website right now. As you can see, you scroll down. So now click on update. So, okay, it's looking pretty good. It's not looking bad. So I think this is enough for a basic homepage for a blog. Okay. So now we are almost done with the homepage. But first, let me show you how to add this logo here. So I cannot finish this tutorial without showing you how to add your own logo. No matter that I want to use this logo for this tutorial, okay? So to add a logo, first let's go to customize, or you can go directly to dashboard. Let's go directly to dashboard. So now hover over the appearance and click on customize. So the logo we want to edit is at the header builder, as you can see here. So we want to be able to also see if we can remove this take action button, because we don't really need it on our blog. But if you need it, you can keep it and connect it, link it to a page, okay? So I'm going to start by clicking on this header builder. So now if you watch, we have 3 sections here. The middle one is site title and logo. And if you come to the extra icon here, you see the primary menu, which is all these menus you see here. So the next one is the button. So like I said before, that we are going to remove this button because we don't actually need it, okay? So what I'm going to do now is to click on this remove element and remove the button. So now we have a clean home page without the button, okay? So I'm going to show you how to add a logo to your blog here, okay? No matter I want to use this logo. So how to add a logo, you can see here at this panel, you can see site title and logo. So click on there. So you can see the logos are here. So that is this logo. If you want to remove them, you remove it and change it and add your own logo. After you've done that, make sure you click on publish. So one thing we forgot to add here is the search bar. So I'm going to add the search bar here in the middle where my navigation menu and my logos are. So to do that, I'm going to hover over this middle one and click on this plus. Then you can see search element here. So just click on the search elements. It will be inputted there, as you can see. So it's a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do now is to click on the search element here, as you can see here, to be able to edit it. So I can increase the size from here to make it more bigger. Okay, I think it's looking pretty good now. So I can click on this design to change the colors and even add padding or margin if I want to. But I want to be able to change only the colors. So I'm going to click here on the colors. Then maybe I change it to red, okay, so that you can see it clearly. So you can change to any color of your choice, but I'm doing this for the sake of this tutorial. Hope you understand that. So after you've done that, make sure you click on publish to save your settings. So now let's go to our home page now. So let's go now to our home page and check out our blog page. So we are going to start working on our blog page now, okay? So now this is our home page. So if you go to our blog page now, we will see that there is nothing yet there. You can see there is nothing yet here in our blog. So now what we are going to do is to edit this our blog page to be able to arrange it and design it well. So we are going to edit it with Elementor. So what we are going to do is to go to our dashboard. So you go here and click on your dashboard. Then go to pages. So now click on the blog page or click on edit to edit the page. So now you can see the edit with Elementor button. So now we can click edit with Elementor. So now this is our blog page on Elementor where we will start to add the design, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is to add, let me go to the home page. So this is the home page. So to make it easier, you have to open the home page on Elementor so that we can copy this section and paste it here on the blog section. So what I'm going to do right now here on the Elementor page is to go to Navigator. Click Navigator. So you will see the Navigator here. So here we have 3 sections. So the first one is this one, the second one is this one, the third one is this one. So for you to know which section you are in, so you can see the eye here. You can close this, then you know, okay, this is the particular section, okay? So you can switch it on again. So what I'm going to do is to place my mouse on it and right click. Then it will bring up this pop-up. Then I will copy. Then I will go back to the Elementor blog page. So I will come here inside this box and place my mouse. Then right click, then paste. So you see the home page header image will be pasted here. So we are going to go ahead to edit this text. So now after pasting the section we copied from the home page, to here in the blog page, which will give us this header image section here on the blog page. So after that, there is something you might not have noticed, but let me show you. Let's go to our website now. So if you see this, our homepage, you can see that the navigation menu is transparent. But if you go to the blog page we just created now, we just added the header image now, you see that the navigation menu is white. So we are going to first of all sort this to make it transparent. So how to do that is to go to our dashboard, then go to pages, then click on the blog page. So now you put your mouse here on the Astra settings and click, then come to advanced settings and click. So you will see transparent header here. So you see here it says inherit. So you have to enable it. So once you enable it, click on return to post and make sure you update it, okay? So now if you go to our site to view our page, you will see that the transparent background has been activated on the blog page. So let's go there now. So let's check our blog page. Here is the home page. You see it has transparent background here on the navigation menu. So we click on the blog page. You see that the blog page now has transparent menu, but you will not notice because they are still using the same header image. So that is the next thing we are going to work on now. So we are going to go to the blog page on Elementor to remove this header image and insert our own header image we want to use for our blog page. I'm going to select this whole section now. So I will do that by clicking on this 6-dot icon here. You see it's edit section. So you click it. So by the left panel here, you click on style. Then you can see the image here. So choose image and remove this one. So go to upload and select files. So you can select your image, then click on open. Then click on insert media. So now the image is inserted there. So you can tweak it around by changing the position. You can say center, attachment, scroll, nice. Repeat, no repeat, that's good. Cover. So now we are going to add our own text to change this text. So I click on this text, then you will see the properties by the left panel here. So you can change this text to, let's say, latest blog post. So I think the sizes are perfectly okay because it's taking the size of the other one. So what we're going to do is to delete this text under here. I'm going to do that by right-clicking on this pencil icon and select delete. Then it will be deleted, okay? So now this is going to be the header of our blog page. So make sure you update it here. Then let's refresh this. So now you can see this is now our blog page header. If you go back to the home page, you will see the image is different. And if you come back to the blog page, you see that the image is also different, okay? So we are going to now go ahead to continue to add other sections of our blog post. So now we are going to go back to our blog page on Elementor page so that we can be able to add a couple of more sections under here. So I'm going to go back to the Elementor page. Make sure you update this thing if it's not updated yet, so that you can be rest assured that what you have done is saved. So what we are going to do next now is to add a section. So I'm going to click on this plus, you see, add new section. Then click on this first one. So now I'm going to add two sections. So I've added one. So I'm going to click on it again and add another section. So we have added two sections. So on these two sections, I'm going to add two different things on them, okay? So what I'm going to do right now is to go here on this editing panel here on Elementor, click. So here on the search widget, I'm going to search for post lists. Here is it. It comes from the unlimited element plugins we installed on our WordPress dashboard, okay? So just click and drag it and place it on the first element. So what it's going to do is, as you can see here, it will insert all our blog posts here on our blog page, okay? So as you can see here. So here on the second section, we are going to insert our post navigation. So I'm going to search for post navigation here on the search widget. So this is the post navigation. It also comes from the unlimited element plugin we installed on our WordPress dashboard, okay? So just click and drag it and place it here on the second section. So that is the pagination that will lead us to the next page. So once you finish reading on this page, you can navigate to the second page, okay? So now let's design this our post list and make it more nicer, okay? So to do that, we are going to right click here on this edit post list. So now the setting properties will be displayed on the left panel. So one thing I'm going to do now is to the list gap. So I'm going to increase the list gap, let's say to 40, so that there will be space between the box of each post, okay? So intro number of characters, you can see here, there are just few, but I want to increase this intro number of characters so that somebody can be able to read at least some few amount of words before going into the single main page of the post. So what I'm going to do is to increase this intro number of characters. I will increase it to, let's say, to 200 or 250. Let me just give it 200 first. So now, next thing, I go to layout. So here on the layout, you can choose to show category. You want to show the category of this post, of each particular post. You can choose to show, but I want it to be no. So you can show title, yes. So you can show text, yes, which is this particular text that people can read. So now you can decide to add the button, let the button show. So you can say yes. So if it depends on you, you will see the button read more will display here. So you can be able to change the read more text to anything. Like if you click here, you can say learn more. So depending on whichever design, but I want to leave it like this. So now click on the additional data. So now you can select if you want to show the date of the post or not. So you can select, yes, I want to show the dates. So, and all this icon, like all this date icon. So that is the date icon you see here at the back of the months, okay? So if you want to remove it, you can click and remove them, but I want to be able to leave them like this. So it depends on your design. If you like, you can add it or you delete it. It's your choice. So show comments. So here you can decide to show how many comments or none, or you can decide to switch it off. I want to switch it off. So if you like, you can switch on the time to show the time you post each blog post, okay? So you can go along and tweak all these things the way you want so that it will suit you and arrange your page the way you want. Just play around with it, okay? You are free. So now the next thing I want to do is to go to post query so that I can decide how many posts I want to be displayed here on the first page, and the rest will be displayed on the next page. So I'm going to make it 4 so that 4 will be displayed here on this page, while on the other page there will also be 4. So I'm going to click on post query. So I'm going to scroll all the way down. So you can see here it says maximum post is 10. So 10 is here. So I'm going to reduce it to 4. So now 4 is here. So when you go to the next page, you will see the remaining post, okay? So the next thing I want to do is to be able to connect this post to the pagination. So I'm going to do that by going to this post pagination and filtering. So come here on pagination, I will say using pagination widgets. So which means it's going to use this pagination widget we have here. And I will enable post filtering, okay? So after enabling post filtering, make sure that the filters behavior is on ayat. So now let's go to style. So let's give each item here a solid border. So I'm going to select here item border type. I'm going to select solid. So I will enable this border only on the bottoms. So I will go over here to item border width. Then I'll first of all unlink them. So I'll give the bottom 1. So on the padding, I will just first of all unlink it also. Then I'm going to give the bottom padding of 40. Okay, that's nice. It's looking pretty good. So next, I'm going to go to content. Here on the content padding, I'm going to make it 25. Okay, so that there is a little bit space, okay? So remember that I didn't unlink them. So that is why they all both have 25 pixels, okay? So now I'll go down to the image section. So for the image width, so let's say I'm going to set it to 300. Then I will set the height to 300 as well. So now on the image radius, so these 4 corners of this image, I want to make it curve, okay? So I'm going to do that here on the image radius. So I'm going to give it 25. So as you can see, they all now have curved edges. So the next thing, I'm going to go to title to change the font of the title and the size of the title. So first of all, I'm going to select my fonts by clicking here. We are using Tahoma fonts. So I'm going to select Tahoma fonts. So here on the size, I'm just going to increase the size. Let's say 30. So we can also transform it to be uppercase. So we do that by clicking here. We can transform it to uppercase, okay? So now if you look up here, there is no space between the header image and the post items. So I'm going to add a margin, which is a space between these two. So I'm going to do that by clicking on edit section here. Then I will go to advanced. Then first of all, I will unlink it. So at the top here, I'll give it a 50 pixel space, okay? So the next thing we forgot to do is to add curve at the edges of this button. So we do that by clicking on this pencil. To go back to the post list item. So we are going to come down here and select the button. So if you scroll down here, you will see the button radius. So we are going to make it 25 also. As you can see now, it's 25. So the next is to go to this pagination and edit it properly. So let's click on this pencil icon so we can be able to edit it. First, we are going to go to advanced. Then I'm going to unlink this so I can be able to add, let me say, 40 pixels on the top, then 40 pixels at the bottom to add a little bit space. So the next thing I want to do is to be able to add the previous and the next button. So I'm going to go to the content. Then come down here, you can see previous and next button. So I'm going to put this on to enable the previous and the next button. So as you can see it here. So now I'm going to click on update to update this page so that we can go to our website and see how our blog page looks like, okay? So now I'm going to go over to the website. So I'm going to refresh this, our blog page. So now you can see this is how our blog page looks. So you can see the pagination down here. If your visitors want to go to the next page, it will be easier for them to navigate to the next page. As you can see, you can click on the next button again to see the next page. This one is left with 1. So you can click on the previous to go back to the previous page. So now I think we have done pretty well in designing this blog page. So now the next thing we are going to do is to scale this and see if it's responsive on mobile devices. I know it will be responsive a bit, but it's not going to be totally responsive. So we are still going to edit and work on it. So let's check how it looks. So I'm going to put it this way. So if I bring it back to this place, you can see it looks nice on mobile device, but it doesn't really look perfect. So we are going to edit and arrange it well now. So now I'm going to go back to our blog page on Elementor and edit it to add the responsive mode so that it can scale good on any mobile devices and tablets, okay? So I'm going to go back to the Elementor blog page now. So the first thing we are going to do is to click on this responsive mode. So now let's start with tablets and go to advanced. So I come down here on padding. I first of all unlink this, then decrease the top padding. I think it looks perfect now. So I will decrease it to 71. So I come down to the post section. So what I'm going to do here now is that I'm going to reduce the text size of this title. So now either we click on this section and expand it and click on post list to select it, or we come to this pencil icon, edit post list, and click. So whichever one we click. So the properties, the settings properties will display here at the left panel here. So I'm going to click on style. Then I'm going to go down to title. Then on typography, on title typography. So here I'm going to make the title, let's say 22. Okay, it's looking good. So next I click on text. Click on text typography. So here I can give it a 16 pixels text size. So for me, I think it's looking pretty good. We are done with this one. Let's update it. So now let's go over to the mobile mode. Then here. So here on the mobile mode, you can see how it looks. So I'm going to add little editing to make it more nicer. So the first one we are going to tackle here is the first section. So let's go over to the first section. Click edit. First of all, click to unlink the values. So first, I'm going to reduce the top to 70. Okay, I think it's looking good. So next, I'm going to click on this blog post header and increase the size of the text. Click on the editing section. So make sure you're on the style elements. Then click on typography. Then come down here and make the text size. I will make it 38. I think it's looking pretty good. So we are done with this section. Let's scroll down and tackle this section. So next, we are going to select the second section. So which is this one. So on the second section, we are going to click on the post list. Okay. So now we are on the post list. So by the side are the settings property here. So first on the items, click here to unlink it. So we are going to give the bottom padding of 15 pixels. Then the rest, we are going to leave it at 0. Then we are going to come down on the image. So we are going to give it 100%. Make sure you click on this percent to select the percent. So we are going to give it 100%. So what this does is that it will make the image to scale 100% of the width of the mobile device, okay? So we are going to give it a height of 280 pixels. On the border radius, let's reduce it to 15. Then click on title typography. So on the title, I'm going to reduce it to 20, okay? So next, come down to text. Then text typography. So first of all, on the family font, so I will change it to the font we are using throughout in this our blog post, okay? We are using Tahoma, so I'm going to select Tahoma. So I'm going to make the font size 17. So the next is to edit the pagination. We can scroll down to the pagination. As you can see here, we can select it from here, or we select it from the section here, okay? Then you can see it pagination. We select it. So I'm going to go to style, then come down to page numbers. So I come to page numbers dimension. I'm going to make it 20. At least it will fit on the mobile device very well, okay? Then we can go to advanced and make sure that all these paddings, we put it on 000, okay? So once that is done, I'm going to just click on update to make sure I update the settings. So let's go back to our website to see how it looks on tablets and mobile devices. So now we'll go to our blog post. This is how it will look on computer on any laptop. So this is how it's going to look on any tablet, as you can see. So now scale it down to mobile devices. You can see. So now it has come to the size of mobile device. So if you scroll down, you can see that everything scales good. Okay. So that is perfect. You can also see the menu here. Okay. So the next thing is to work on our About Us page. So now this is how our About Us page looks. So but we are still going to edit it and add our own content, okay? So I'm going to click up here, Edit with Elementor, or you go directly to the dashboard and go to Pages, then select the About Us page. But I want to be able to go directly to Edit with Elementor directly from here. So I will just click it here. So now we are going to add the About Us header image here. But instead of doing it from scratch, I will just go here to the blog page, then copy the first section of the blog, copy, then come to About Us page and paste it here. So now it's here. I can drag it from the section here and drag it up. So then we don't need this one again. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this one. So the first thing we are going to do is to change this header image. So we do that by selecting this whole section. Then we go to style. So click here to change and select your image. Then click on upload files. Then click on select files. So select the image you want to use. Then click on open. Now click on insert media. So you can see that the image has been changed. So next is to edit this text and add our own text. So to do that, we'll click on this pencil icon. Then here I will write About Us. So this is our About Us page. So I think we are done with here. So let's come down here. So first I'm going to delete this text. So we do that by right clicking on this pencil icon. Come down and click delete. So I'm going to add an image element here. So I do that by first of all selecting this so that you see that we are here on the element panel. So I'm going to click and drag this image element and drop it here in the section box. So next thing is to select the image I want to use for this. I'm going to click here, then click on upload files, click on select files. So select any image I want to use for this, then click on open. So click on insert media. So now this is our image here. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to add curves at the edges of this image, which is to add border radius. So we do that by clicking on style. So come down to border radius, as you can see here. Make sure that they are linked together. So 20 pixels. So you can see this is how it is. Good. So you can as well also make this image bigger than this text, or text bigger than image, by dragging it here like this, or dragging it bigger like this. Okay, so let me leave it like this. So the next thing we are going to do now is to edit this text. At least add some space in between the image and the text. But first of all, let me delete this down text. So I'll do that by right clicking on the pencil icon by the left here, then navigate down and click on delete. So next we are going to edit this text. At least add some little space in between the image and the text. Okay, so to do that, we are going to select this column, this text column. So we do that by clicking on this icon. So when you click on it, the properties will display here on the editing panel. So I'm going to go over to advanced. So now I'm going to go to margin. Make sure you unlink these things together, okay? So I'm going to add 20 pixels gap on the left side. So I'm going to add 20 pixels. So next thing I'm going to do is to add a heading here. So I'm going to go to the elements, then drag and drop the heading here. So the text I'm going to add here is want to know more about our values. So I'm going to increase the text by going to the style. So to typography, I give it a font family of Tahoma. So I'll make the font size 30 pixels. Okay, that's perfect. I think it's good now. So I don't think we need to edit any other thing here. So but it's up to you. Any other thing you want to add to this page, or you can play around with the settings. So after that, make sure you come down and update your settings, okay? Okay, now we have finished our About Us page, but we need to check if it's responsive, how it can be able to scale on mobile devices. So we do that by first going to responsive mode here. Click here. So let's start from the tablet. So now I select tablet. So now this is how the About Us page will look on tablet. So I think it's looking pretty good. So the only thing I will do here is to give this text a margin. So I do that by clicking on this pencil icon. So here, first of all, make sure you unlink the values, okay? So now I'll give it 25 pixel gap on the top. So I'm going to update it. So now I will go over to the mobile mode. So this is how our About Us page is going to display on the mobile devices. So now on mobile devices, it's looking great, but just few things we are going to work on. So first, let's start from this down section, because I think the header image is okay. We are not going to do anything there. So let's start from here. So just click on the pencil icon, then the properties will display here. So go to style and give it a width of 100%. I think we are done with this one. Then down to this text, click on the pencil icon, then click on style, click on typography. So let's make the font size of the text 26 pixels. I think it's looking good. Yeah, okay, nice. So we are going to update it to save our settings. So click on update. So all right, that's it. We are done with editing the About Us page, both on mobile devices and on desktop and tablets. So right now we are done with this one. We are going to move over to our Contact Us page. So to do that, let me just go directly to the Contact Us page here. So for now, this is how our Contact Us page looks. So we are going to edit it and add our own contents. So to do that, we are going to also edit it with Elementor. So you can either go to dashboard and go through the pages and go to Elementor, or you go directly to your toolbar here and click Edit with Elementor. So all right, we are here now on Elementor Contact Us page. So the first thing I'm going to do is to copy this About Us page section, first header section here. So I'm going to go to the navigator so I can be able to copy it. So now this is it. I'll right click and copy it. So why I'm doing this is to make it easier for us so that we don't start to, create it from beginning. So I'm going to go down here and paste it. So now I've pasted it here. So I'm going to click on the section and drag it up. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this first one. So now it has taken shape. So the first thing I'm going to do is to change the cover image. So I will do that by making sure that the section is selected. Okay, so I'll go to style. So here I choose image, upload image, select files, choose your image, click on open, click on insert media. So now the image is here. So now, perfect. So I'm going to go over to the text and click on the text and change it to Contact Us. Okay, so that's great. Let's scroll down and come down to this section. So this section, yes, get in touch with us. That's nice. Send us a message. That's good. So you might want to click on this phone and add your phone number. So as you can see, you can include your own phone numbers from here. And also you click here on the email and add your own email addresses. So let me close this business hours. So because we don't have anything to do with opening time, so I'm going to delete it. And you click this one also. Delete it. Okay, so perfect. So now as you can see, our Contact Us page has taken shape. So as I said, you can edit here and add your own phone number and edit and add your own email addresses. So down here, if you see, you have a Google map showing people your location. So now To edit this map and add your own address, we are going to click on this pencil edit icon. So once you click on it, so go over to content. So you can see the street here. So let me say that my address is number 10 Herengracht, Amsterdam. So you can see that the map has put a pin on your address and has zoomed it to your address, okay? You can decide to zoom it more, as you can see, to zoom it more, yeah. Or you can decide whatever that suits you. So here, down here, you can increase the height or you decrease the height, okay? You can also go to style and advanced and play around with it and see what perfectly suits you. So that's good. I think everything is looking perfect. So let's go to our website to check how this contact us page looks on our website. So first, I'm going to update it. So don't forget to update it to save your settings, okay? So now let's go over to our website and see how it looks. So I'm going to go over to the website now. So this is our home page. Let's go over to contact us page. So now this is our contact us page. As you can see, it's looking perfect. So now let's check the responsiveness. We are going to check how it scales on tablets and mobile devices. Okay, so this is how it's going to look on tablets. So let's see how it's going to look on mobile devices, okay? So on mobile devices, this is how our contact us page is going to look like, okay? What I'm going to do now is to change this text and capitalize it. So I'm going to select it, go to style, and go to typography. Change it to the font we are using, which is Tahoma. Then I'm going to say transform, capitalize. Okay, so you can see it. So I'm going to do the same to these numbers, okay? So I'm going to also go here and go to style and go to typography. Then give it also the font we are using for this tutorial. Then go to transform, then capitalize, okay? So I'm going to do the same to all of them, to capitalize all of them, at least to make it look formal. So Tahoma, so I'm going to transform it to capitalize, okay? So same thing to send us message. So I'm going to also do the same thing, typography, then give it the font size of Tahoma and transform to capitalize also. So let's see on mobile also. So yeah, that's good. So I want to be able to float this to the center. So I'm going to select it once again. Then I'm going to go to content, then float it to center. As you can see here, it's now at the center. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one, send us email. I will float it to center also, go to contents, then float it to center. So now it's looking pretty good, perfect. So we have talked about the image, the text, and every other thing, but we have not talked about how to edit this form or how this form comes about. So for us to know how this form comes about and how to edit it, first let's select the form by clicking on this pencil icon. So once you click on the pencil icon, so you see the properties here. The properties of this form comes through shortcode. So let's go back to our dashboard, which is the back end of our server. So, but make sure you update your page so that every of your settings is saved, okay? So I'm going to navigate to WordPress dashboard now. Then if you look by the left panel here, you will see VP forms. So hover your mouse over there, then click on all forms. So if you notice, this is the same shortcode that generates that contact form. So how was this shortcode made? So you are going to click now on this edit or on this contact us form here. Then you can see that the simple contact us form we have here is the one we are using on our contact us page. So it comes with first name, last name, email, or message box. So now if you watch here by the left panel, you can see there are so many other boxes, so many other inputs you can be able to drag and drop into your contact us page if there is anyone you need. So for example, you want to be able to include a checkbox. So you can just go ahead and click on the checkboxes here. You select the element or you drag and drop it. So let me just drag and drop it. Okay, you see I drag and drop it above the other one, okay? So you can see that the checkboxes comes with 3 options. So you can click here to edit the options, as you can see here. So you edit it. So if you don't need it, you can click on delete here to delete it. So next thing, you can click on settings. So you can see in general that the name of this contact form is called contact form. You can even include a form description if you want. So here the next input is the submit button. So here is the text that you see on the submit button. So you can also clean it and add your own text, like add send. So this sending is the text that will appear on the button once you click send. So it will say sending. So you can come down also to give it a CSS class or submit button CSS class if you want to include your own custom CSS. So you can come down to notifications also. Make sure you enable notifications if it's not enabled, okay? So on the first line, you can see that it's sent to email address. It's going to send to your admin email address, the email address you use as your admin email address. Now, if you don't know the email address you included in your admin email address, watch the video that I will leave the link in the description below on how to update and change your admin email on WordPress, okay? So here, if the email the user sent is coming into your email, it will come with this thing, new entry, contact us from ID, this and this. So now from name is going to be the name of your site. So I suggest you leave all these things the way VP Forms arrange it for you. From email is going to be from your admin email, and the reply to is going to be reply to the field, which is the second field. The second field is the email address of the user who contacts you, who wrote the message, who contacts you through the contact us form. So email message is going to be all fields. All fields mean all the field, both the first name, the second name, the email address, and the message the person writes in the contact us form. So here we hold all the fields. All those messages will be forwarded to your email inbox, the one you use as your admin email, okay? So now that you see that everything is done perfectly, you can also come to confirmation email. So you can include your own custom confirmation email, or if you like, you can leave it as it is here. So after everything is done, make sure you click on save to save your settings, okay? So now what we are going to do is that we are going to go to our website and try and see if we send this email through the contact us form, if it will really get to the inbox of the email address we use as our admin email address, okay? So I'm going to go over to our website right now. So I'm going to say sabiman.com, okay? Then hit enter. So now I'm going to click on contacts to go to the contact page. So I scroll down. Now I'm going to write something. Let me say Chris. Let me say Chris. Okay, last name is Henry. Okay, then email address is, let's say, henry@gmail.com, for example, okay? Then he said, hey, man, can you create that site for me? Okay, perfect. So now hit on send. So you can see it is sending. Once it sends, then you will say thanks for contacting us. We will be in touch with you shortly. So now let's go to the email inbox and see if we received this email really, okay? So now I'm going to navigate to the email address I use for this. So you can see, so the subject is new entry, contact form, ID, whatever, as I said before. So just click on it. So you will see the entry. It says Chris Henry, email henry@gmail.com. Comment or message, hey man, can you create that site for me? So you see everything is perfectly okay. So, but if you are still confused in some of the things I have taught here in this tutorial, please hit me up in the comment section. I will walk you through in any one that you get confused about, okay? So now the next thing we are going to do is to go over to our site and see if our contact us page is really scaling good on mobile devices and tablets. So what I'm going to do is to check if this page is really responsive. So I will do that by bringing this to the responsive mode. Then I will minimize this to the tablet form. So you see, this is how your contact us page is going to display on the tablet. So now if you reduce it more to the size of mobile phone, then you will see that this is how your blog contact us page will display on any mobile devices, on any mobile phone. So now we have done pretty well in creating our blog site. So I think we have done almost all the hard parts of creating a blog with WordPress. And we are almost done with this tutorial. But there is one thing I almost forgot that we should do. We haven't been able to edit the blog single page. So what I mean by the blog single page is, for example, now, let's go to our page. So if you go to our blog page, so come down to our blog post and click on each of any of the blog posts. Then this is called the blog single page. So you can see here, you can leave it like this if you want to, okay? But I want to be able to show you how you can also edit it and change most of the settings here. Maybe you want the title to be above the image, or maybe you want to be able to change the background color and add another background color, or maybe you want to increase the text, or whichever edits you want to carry on. Let me show you how to edit it. So right now from this single page, I'm going to go directly and click on customize. You can also do that by going to dashboard, then navigate to appearance and click customize. But here I want to go directly to make it easier. So I click on customize. So next is to click on global. Then click on colors. So here you can be able to edit this particular single page and change the background to any background of your choice. So let's say, for example, you want to be able to edit this text and place it above the image, just maybe somewhere here above the image. So to do that, so once you have published the changes you made here, so you click on this arrow to go back. So if you scroll down, you see the structure of the settings. So you see it here, the structure. So here, the featured image is the first one above. So if you want this title text to be on top of this image, above the image, the panel here, click and drag it and position it on top of the featured image. So you see now that the title has been positioned above the image, okay? So you come down here at the meta sections. So if you want to include the number of how many comments you've gotten for this single page, so you can let the comments element be visible. And the same thing with category elements. But I want to be able to check all of them off. I don't want them to be visible. So the only thing I want to make visible here is the publish date. So I'm going to make it visible. So as you can see, so it is visible, okay? So that is how you're going to set and arrange your single blog post page. So if you come down now, you can see enable related posts. So if you want to enable this related post, you click it on, and it is very advisable. So I will check it on. So the reason why it's advisable is that a user might be reading this particular blog post, and after reading it, he scrolls down and finds a related post, as you can see like this, related post. So he said, oh, this is an interesting post again. He might decide to click and read the post again. In that way, you are getting more views. So the related post, you can also edit it. So this related post title, so you can decide to align it at the center or by the right, but I want to leave it by the left. So here, come down to the total number of related posts. So that is the total number of related posts you want to show here. So here it is showing 2. So you can increase it to 3. Okay. So as you can see now, it will be changed to 3 related posts. So, but I think it's good we leave it at 2. So let's reduce the number to 2. So, or probably you can also make it 4, or to any number of posts you want to set as a related post to one particular single post. Okay. So you can also come down here at grid column layout. You can change it to 3. Okay. So now it will be, instead of showing 2, it will be a box that will show 3. For example, we can also change this one to 3. The one we changed to 3 before. So we can change it to 3 and it will be 3 related post box. Okay. So as you can see here. So now if we come down to the related post structure, the meta, by the meta section, there are a couple of things I don't want to make visible. So those things are comments, category, and author. So I will just blind them to make them invisible, okay? So the only thing I want to make visible is the published date. So I'm going to make it visible. So here you come down, enable post except. This post except is this right up you see here. So probably when I was posting for the sake of this tutorial, I didn't add content to this particular post, okay? But in your own post, there should be a content. So now if you switch this off, these write-ups will not appear here again. So let's switch it off. So you will see that this write-up will disappear. It will be left only with the title and the featured image. So there is a good practice to switch this on. So for that, I'm going to check this on. So if you scroll down, all other things down here are for upgraded members, okay? So you don't need all those things. So the free ones can do all the magic you need for you, okay? So now we are perfectly done here. So make sure you click on publish to save your settings. So we are going to go back to fulfill one other task, to edit one other page. So that page is our archive page. So we are going to go back one step. So you can see it here, the blog archive. So click on it. So now scroll down. So now before we start adding some editing here on our archive page, let's first of all go to our website and search for, let's say, for example, I'm going to search for Africa. So after typing what you want to search, hit on enter on your keyboard or click on the search icon. So now this is what is going to look like when somebody searches for any story on our site. So I'm going to hide this comments category and author except publish dates. So I'll do that by checking here, checking this eyes. So I'm making this one visible. So as you can see, so that it will be only the published dates that we display here, just like we did with the single blog post, okay? So now you can see it is looking perfectly beautiful and perfectly modern. So this is a perfect way of creating a blog with WordPress, okay? So make sure you hit on publish not to lose your settings, okay? So I hit on publish. So now let's go over to our blog site and test everything we have done so far. So we do that by opening another tab, going to our home page. So now this is our home page. So everything is perfectly good. Let's click on this read more to see if really it navigates to the single page, okay? So click on the button. So this is the single page. So you can see with the related post. So your visitors can decide to add a comment. So they can add you a comment also. But there is also a better way to add a plugin, a modernized way of adding a comment to your blog post, which I will also leave the video on how to do that in the description below. Or you can see the link somewhere here in my video at the top or somewhere here at the end of the video, okay? So this page is perfectly okay. So let's go over to our blog page and check how it looks. So this is our blog page. As you can see, our blog page is looking perfect. So let's click on the read more button to see if we can navigate to the next single page. Okay, yes, it did it. And it's the same thing as you can see. So now let's test our about us page. So we click on our about us page. So you come down, you scroll, you see our about us page. It's looking cool, just like we edited it. So let's go to the contact us page. So click on contact us page. So as you can see, everything is perfectly done properly. So you can also try it out and send mail to yourself, or you ask any of your friends to send email through the contact us form for you, so you test it out. So the last thing we are going to test out is our archive page, the one we just finished doing right now, okay? So we are going to do that by clicking on this search button. So we are going to search something like cities. So hit on enter. So, and it's looking perfectly good, just like we edited it. So that's it for today's tutorial. I hope this helps a lot, and I hope you understand my teaching and the steps I took in this tutorial, okay? So if really you got value from this tutorial here on this video today, please leave me a comment in the comment section, and otherwise like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're new here with us. So if you are a returning viewer, I say I appreciate very well, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next videos.